Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime Review, and happy Thanksgiving to those that are in the United States. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you get some good food in you. Today I'm going to do a little bit different video for you. We're going to have 4 turkey dinners, turkey meals. We have the Banquet Turkey Meal. We have the Stouffer's Roast Turkey. We have the Marie Callender's roasted turkey breast and stuffing, and then we have the Boston Market turkey breast medallions. So each one of these was a different price, funny enough. The Banquet one was the cheapest at $1.79. The Boston Market was the second cheapest at $3.55. The Stouffer's was $3.69, and the Marie Callender's was the most expensive one at $3.75. We bought these all at Meijer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 at a time. That way the other 2 aren't getting cold while I'm waiting for the first 2 or the last 2 to heat up. The first 2 wouldn't get cold. So I'm going to only do 2 at a time. So I'm going to take these and put them to the side. And we'll talk about these first. Let me scoot you a little closer. So the banquet meal. The banquet meal first is turkey and gravy and dressing, creamy mashed potatoes, and sweet peas made with real cream. It's 10 ounces, 283 grams. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all these actually. That one's 10 ounces. The Stouffer's one is 9.58 ounces. The Boston Market one is 13 ounces, and the Marie Callender one is 11.85 ounces. So the Boston Market one is definitely the biggest one. So anyway, so the banquet. So let's go through calories. It's 250 calories for the entire meal. And directions, you can do this in the oven if you want to. I would have stuck all 4 of these in the oven, but I don't do ovens on this channel, I only do microwaves, so we have to stay to the program, right? So we're going to slit the film to vent, microwave in high for 3 minutes, stir the potatoes and replace the film, and microwave an additional 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. I'll probably do 3 minutes and make sure it's cooked. So that's our Stouffer's, and the banquet. And I'm going to take it out of the box and let you see what it looks like. I can open the box. Okay, traditional, boy, that looks like old style TV dinners, right? You got the meat, you got the 2 little trays on the side of your peas and your mashed potatoes. So old style TV dinner. If it was an aluminum pan, we'd be going back to the 60s, right? The 50s even. So that's the banquet. The Stouffer's, again, is 19.58 ounces. It is 270 calories. And you can also do that in the oven as well if you want to. Of course, again, we're not going to. So we're going to cut the film to vent, cook 2.5 minutes on high, stir both sides of the tray and recover, and then cook again for 2.5 minutes on high and let stand for 1 minute. So basically the same amount of time, really. Let's see what it looks like. There's that one. And it says it is tender white meat, turkey, and stuffing in a homestyle gravy with Russet mashed potatoes. This one doesn't have the peas, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to get these 2 going in the microwave. I'm going to put the other 2 back in the freezer so I can try these, and I'll be back. Okay, here's both meals out of the microwave, and they're both still steaming, so you can tell it didn't really matter that this one's set for just a little while. One thing I would recommend if you do these is stir this side up as well. It just said to stir the the mashed potatoes up, but this side probably should have been stirred up a little bit to get the gravy and the stuffing mixed together, because it's the gravy's kind of one-sided, and that would have helped soften the stuffing up. I did not touch it. So yeah, that's the only thing I would recommend. It's not much dressing over there either. The peas look pretty good. Mashed potatoes look pretty decent. Stir them up really good. I got a towel over here. Let me wipe it off. Don't want to cross-contaminate our food. And here's the mashed potatoes and gravy and turkey for the Stouffer's. Stouffer's looks really good as well. Stir the potatoes up really good. Okay, so I'm going to take this over the table and try the banquet first, and then I'll try the Stouffer's, and yeah, we'll see what they taste like. All right, like I said, we're going to do the banquet one first. It is the turkey meal, turkey with gravy and dressing, creamy mashed potatoes, and sweet peas. I'm actually going to try the peas first because I like peas. I like peas, but I like mine a little cooked a little bit more than this. This one's these are almost like they're steamed. They're still very very hard. I like peas to where they're not quite mushy, falling apart peas like in the UK mushy peas. I don't like that, but I do like mine a lot more tender, and the skin on those peas is very kind of tough and chewy. They taste fine, it's just the texture is a little tough. Try some of the potatoes. I have not put gravy in these potatoes, so it's just the potatoes. Not bad. They don't have a lot of flavor to them, just potato flavor. I'll come back to those once I try some of the gravy. And then we have the turkey and the dressing, stuffing, whatever you want to call it. I'll try some of the turkey first. This is they give you a slice of white and 2 smaller slices of dark meat. So let me try some of the white meat. The gravy is really nice. Turkey itself, plenty tender. Has a good texture to it. There's plenty of moisture there. It's not really dried out. The darker turkey meat has even more flavor. That's really good. Now for the stuffing is the part that I'm not looking forward to, because it's really, like I said, the gravy really didn't sit near it, so it's really dried out, almost crunchy. Now, it's kind of like eating salad croutons, honestly. That's exactly what it is. It just has the seasoning, the stuffing seasoning or dressing seasoning. It just has a little sage in it. Flavor's good. Texture is good if you get the softer pieces, but the crunchy pieces aren't bad. They're just really crunchy, not what you want necessarily with a dressing. I'm gonna try some of the potatoes with the gravy. Oh yeah, that makes the mashed potatoes taste much, much better. I wonder what it's gonna be like. Okay, we'll get some mashed potatoes and we'll get a piece of turkey with dressing. I mean, with gravy on it. And we can get a piece of stuffing too. It's much better if you eat them all together. I do have to say the potatoes are very, very plain. And the gravy's nice, but it's not super flavorful. It's not like a rich, hearty gravy. It's just kind of a flavored gravy. That piece of turkey was outside of the gravy, because remember I said it doesn't have you stir it up, which you should. So it was kind of outside the gravy when it was heating up, and it got a little drier than the rest of it. Overall, not bad. My biggest complaint about this is the peas aren't cooked enough for me personally. The potatoes are kind of plain, and the dressing, unless you get that in the gravy itself, it's going to be kind of hard and crunchy. Anyway, let's try the potatoes in the, let's see, this is the Stouffer's meal. It is roast turkey. It's tender white turkey and stuffing in a home-style gravy with russet mashed potatoes. So I just want to try just their potatoes by themselves. Again, no gravy at all. Wow, the difference between those mashed potatoes is like night and day. The Banquet has no flavor whatsoever at all, and the Stouffer's has got tons of flavor. They actually, the Stouffer's one, I mean the Banquet one kind of tastes like just instant fake potatoes. The Stouffer's actually tastes like real potatoes. Yeah, like you've actually made them yourself. That's impressive that they're that good. Let me try some of one of the little turkey pieces. Yeah, see what I was saying about the other one is kind of like the gravy, but it's really not like rich or flavorful. It's okay, but it's not like a really rich flavor. This gravy, which came on the piece of turkey I had, Has a lot of flavor to it. Let me try some of the stuffing by itself. It's very tender and soft. It's not crunchy like the Banquet one was. So I wonder what the turkey and stuffing tastes like together. Yeah, the texture of that dressing is so much different. It's soft. It's kind of like a softer bread. It's not soggy bread, but it's softer. Has a stronger dressing, sagey kind of flavor. And the gravy they use in this is a lot better. I mean, just like tons better. So I wonder what this. The only problem was they didn't give you a lot of extra gravy. It's all kind of soaked into the stuffing. So you don't have any gravy to like put over on the potatoes and eat some of the gravy with the potatoes. So you have to eat the potatoes with the turkey. Again, really, really good. Anything mixed with those mashed potatoes tastes good. That one's going to be hard to beat, honestly, because it's really, really good and has a lot of flavor in it. Eat one more bite of the turkey, the dressing, and the potatoes. That's really nice. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go over to the get the other two ready, and I'll be back and show you all the information about those two. Okay, so let's go through the Marie Callender's and the Boston Market. So I'm going to do the Marie Callender's first. Well, I can compare the size. I already mentioned this, but the Marie Callender's for you, it was just a minute ago. For me, it was a while ago. 11.85 grams or ounces, and this one is a 13 ounce. So the Boston Market is definitely bigger. The Marie Callender says it's roasted turkey breast and stuffing. It is turkey breast with creamy mashed potatoes, home-style stuffing, and vegetables, and a savory gravy. It is 240 calories. You again can do this in the oven, but you don't have to. You can do it in the microwave. So we're going to cut the film to vent, cook on high for 4.5 minutes, stir the turkey, potatoes, and stuffing separately, recover, and then cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. I'll probably just do 2.5, and that's it. So this takes 6.5 minutes total to cook. And then the Boston Market one is turkey breast medallions with steamed vegetables and a signature home-style mashed potatoes and gravy. It's like that. This kind of reminds me of the Stouffer's meal a little bit. Let's see, calorie-wise, they put their calories in a weird place on the side. If you can focus. Tammy will have a better picture if you can't see that, but it's 230 calories for the meal. And the directions to cook it are on this side. I don't like their meals, how they do it. Again, oven directions if you want them. Don't know if that's helping or not. But there's the directions. There's the microwave directions right here. It's really having problems focusing. I don't know if that's focused. I'll read them to you. Remove tray from carton, cut film to vent. Cook on high for 5 minutes. Peel back film, stir, and recover, and cook for an additional 3.5 to 4 minutes. I'll probably just go on the low side and go 3.5. So 5. This one takes 8.5 minutes, so that takes a really long time. I'll probably do this one first, since I don't want that one to be, the other one to be sitting for 8.5 minutes. So I'll do this one first, and then I'll do the other one. Let me open them up. The Marie Callender's one looks like that. You can see the veggies in there. And then the Boston Market, none of these have had pull tabs, which is really surprising to me. There's the Boston, wow, it's a lot heavier. Not hugely heavy, but it is a heavier meal. So I'm going to get these in the microwave, and I'll be back when they're out. Okay, so here's the two meals. Let me turn you up just a little bit. There we go. There's the Marie Callender's. This is the Boston Market. They look pretty good. The vegetables look very similar to each other, except the Marie Callender's is much smaller carrots, whereas the Boston Market has bigger hunks of carrots. Besides that, they look pretty similar. And as far as the mashed potatoes, this one is kind of separate. The Marie Callender's, they kept it kind of separate from each other. Then the stuffing and the turkey and the dressing. I mean the dressing and the gravy and the turkey. So you can kind of see it's two separate things. So stir it up just a little bit, wipe on my fork. And then this one is the Boston Market, and it's all like together. It's like there's no separating that. And it was frozen in the center, so when I first started up. So this is the first time I really get to stir it. So yeah, the mashed potatoes, the turkey, and the gravy are all together, and it doesn't have stuffing or dressing or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have that. It just has mashed potatoes, turkey, and gravy. So, and like I said, it's kind of all mixed together. You can see how big the pieces of turkey though are. So I'm gonna get these over to the table and we'll give them a try. Okay, start with the Marie Callender clean fork. I'm gonna try the green beans and the carrots first. If you watch this channel before, you know I'm not a huge fan of like these undercooked carrots and green beans, so we'll see. Crunchy. It tastes almost like, I mean, those green beans are about as close to being raw as you can get them. They've definitely been steamed or blanched or something because they're not cooked away. I like them. I literally like them boiled to the edge of life, basically. They're good. They have a good flavor to them, but they're just, there's no seasoning or anything. It's just green beans and carrots. So there you go. Let me try some of the mashed potatoes in this one. Again, this one's the one where the mashed potatoes is kind of on the side, and then the stuffing and the gravy and the turkey's on the other, like it's not divided with anything, but it's kind of one side and the other. So the potatoes, I'm sure there's some gravy in here, but it's the best I can do. Okay. Not as good as the Stouffers, but it does taste better than the Banquet one, because the potatoes are more potatoey, but they're a little bit more of a powdered potato. The more like, I won't say artificial, but definitely processed potato. Very starchy. They're not bad. Just know that they're kind of have that artificial flavor. Let me try some of the turkey by itself and get a piece. Pretty decent sized hunk of turkey. So far that's been the thickest pieces of turkey, because even in the, this is about the thickest I've had with the Stouffers. That's how thick it is. This one, they're all pretty decently thick pieces. I mean, not all of them are that thick, but most of them are pretty decent sized hunks of chicken. So, turkey, so that's good. Try some of the dressing. I do like it that the stuffing, dressing, whatever, is all very tender. It's not quite like wet croutons, like even the Stouffers. The Banquet kind of failed, but the Stouffers, even that had like, they were squares that had gotten wet with the gravy. This is similar, although it's not squares, it's more chunky than that. That kind of reminds you of Stouffers. Kind of reminds you of the stuffing mix that you buy in the grocery store in the bag. That's kind of what that tastes like. We'll try some of the mashed potatoes and turkey together. I think I like the flavor. I'm gonna go back and try some of the Stouffers one. Try a little bit of their stuffing again. Sorry, I stabbed a piece of turkey. It won't come off. There we go. I like the texture of the Marie Callender's stuffing better. Yeah, it's just got a little bit more flavor and a little better texture. So, vegetable-wise, I don't like the Marie Callender's necessarily, but the turkey and the stuffing and the gravy I really do like. Don't like the mashed potatoes as well as the Stouffers either. Let me try the Boston Market. Now, their green beans and carrots, like I said, they're kind of big, chunkier pieces. Again, they're kind of just raw green beans and carrots. No real seasoning. They're also a little drier. The Murray Calendars have a little bit more moisture to them. These are a little bit more dry. Same flavor though, they're literally just green beans and carrots. There's no, like again, no seasoning in there, no butter or I don't know, anything. Doesn't seem like there's any salt and pepper. It's just very, very bland. Now this one again does not have stuffing, so it's just the turkey and the mashed potatoes, and it's all mixed together. So I'll try to get just as much turkey as I can. Oh yeah, their gravy is like on point. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are a little runnier, but I think it's just because they've been mixed with this gravy. I mean, that's literally, it's all mixed with gravy. So the mashed potatoes are thinner texture-wise, but flavor-wise, it's actually really nice. It tastes very similar to the Stouffers. If you were to put gravy on the Stouffers, which they didn't give you enough gravy to put on the mashed potatoes. Their turkey's nice too. It's not huge pieces, but they give you enough. Hold on, let me see if I can get, like I said, it's all mixed together, so it's really hard for me to pull out one that doesn't have mashed potatoes all over. There's kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. But it's all got mashed potatoes all mixed in. So if you don't like that feature of it, then you're probably not gonna like the Boston Market one, because it's literally all mixed together. Even from the get-go, like there was no way I could have kept those separate from being mixed together, even in the microwave when I first stirred it, because it was all kind of mixed together when I did the first stirring in the middle of the cook time. There was nothing I could do about it. I do like this flavor of their turkey and dressing and gravy, because it has a little seasoning to it. They've actually added some salt and pepper to it, and you get that. It's not like salty, but it's seasoned nicely. Whereas the other ones, like the Murray Calendars, is just kind of, it's nice. The gravy is, but you know, it's just really hard to tell. Let me try some of the Stouffer's potatoes again, because I really like the flavor of those. I still love those potatoes. Let me try some of these with gravy. And I didn't really care for the Murray Callender's potatoes, but I have to try them for fairness. Yeah, and the Banquet one, I could try them, but I don't think very much of anything. All right, as far as potatoes go, potatoes by themselves, I actually like the flavor of the full potato better in the Stouffer's meal, but the Boston Market, because it's mixed with that very flavorful gravy, I actually like the potatoes in the Boston Market just slightly better, only because it's mixed with gravy. If I had the gravy from the Stouffers that I could have put into the potatoes, I may have liked them even better, but the way they are, you didn't get enough gravy, so you couldn't do that. So as far as the potatoes and the gravy goes, I like the Boston Market. The flavor of the stuffing, I actually like the Murray Callender's better. Their turkey and their dressing and their gravy was really, really good. So this, just the stuffing part, I like it better than the only other two that had them, the Banquet and the Stouffers. The Murray Callender's dressing is much, much better. Only because the Boston Market didn't have one, I couldn't compare it. The vegetables in the Boston Market and the Murray Callender's, again, they're just raw vegetables, the same way with the Banquet peas. They're really not much to speak of. I'm torn. I would eliminate the Banquet completely, like immediately. That is the cheapest one, but I like almost $1 in some cases, $1.50, and I mean up to almost $1.50 in some cases. Well, it was $1.79 for the Banquet one, and the cheapest one was the Boston Market for $3.55. So you can go from there. It's almost $1.50 more. I wouldn't get that one again. The Banquet one is just, I mean, if you want something cheap, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the other ones, especially when you're sitting here right next to each other. The Marie counters I would put in second last place because I really didn't like their potatoes at all, even though they had an excellent dressing and turkey gravy. I didn't like their potatoes at all, and the vegetables would be, I wouldn't even eat them. So I would give that one like third place. I'm really torn between the Stouffers and the Boston Market only because they're slightly different from each other. It's hard to say because this one has vegetables I wouldn't eat, and I would eat everything in the Stouffer's meal. But I really like the flavor of the Boston. If you're willing to spend $3.55, and for me at least, if I'm willing to spend $3.55 knowing that I'm not going to eat these vegetables, or if I eat them, I'm going to have to put some salt and pepper on them and jazz them up a little bit, then I would get the Boston Market. If I didn't want to spend $3.55 and waste half the meal or not enjoy half the meal, I would get the Stouffers because at least I know I'm getting everything. I just really wish they'd given you some more gravy to put on your potatoes because that would have been really, really nice. So ultimately, I would buy the Boston Market one again. That's the one I would spend my money on, although Stouffer's is like right there on the line with it. So Banquet would be a 3 for me, just average every day. The Marie counters would be slightly better, maybe a 3.5-ish. And then literally the Boston Market and Stouffer's, I would both give a 4, 4.5 maybe, not even a 4.5. I'd give a 4. None of them are like the best thing ever because there's not a perfect blend of everything. They're not perfect meals. But for sure, I would give the Stouffer's and the Boston Market a 4 out of 5. They're both very, very, very good. So it just depends on if you want the vegetables or not. Really, that's ultimately what you need to decide on. If you want the green beans and carrots that are blanched, basically, or if you want potatoes and turkey and stuffing with no gravy, no extra gravy. So yeah, that's what you got to figure out. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you've eaten some good food, and I will catch you next time.